one. I myself, I had to go and rewatch. I was like, how was I saying all these things? You know, when you are inspired, you say some things that you do not even plan to say. So, but so many women reached out to me yesterday. They were like, you were talking to me. Honestly, you were talking to me. So you are all welcome. Yes, we are all welcome to another section this evening. We are streaming live on YouTube, as you can see, and today we are celebrating our girl child, International Day of the Girl Child, and I am so happy to see that we are coming up women, men. This section is for both men and women, please. So invite your husbands to join this section. So I want everybody, Omolola, thank you for always being on time. Yesterday you were the first, today again, you will win an award for always coming on time. Please, can we just share this link to your friends, to your groups? You know, you can imagine over 70 women joined yesterday, and a lot of them learned so many things. People learned a lot. I myself, I rewatched it and I learned a lot from what I said. So today we are going to something very, very important. And I know that you are going to learn a lot from today's topic, because we are looking at the girl child. Wow, Janice, you said Cameroon was on fire yesterday. I hope you are safe. What kind of fire are you talking about?
No, I had several colleagues and friends who joined yesterday, who joined your session yesterday. Yeah.
Wow, we are coming to Cameroon.
Yes,
Yeah.
so
Very soon we will be in Cameroon. Trust me, by God's grace, next year.
yes,
Just
by God's
prepare
grace.
for us and I will discuss how we are going to make it. I'll discuss it with you.
Definitely.
Yes, thank you, Janice, for always being there. Yes, so Janice is one of our child protection advocates, a certified child protection advocate, and she's been very awesome over there in Cameroon. And we have trainings for child protection advocacy anywhere you are. You know, you can join us in that training. We are looking at having one before the end of the year. But hey, let me go to what we are looking at today. Please share this link. I don't want you to just be here alone. Please share this link, because every woman that has a girl child must join this. You must join. You want to know how to protect your girl child, you have to join this, because things are happening. A lot of things are going on around us today, and every focus is on the girl child. I know the boy child too is also affected in one way or the other, but the girl child is what we are looking at, because today the United Nations is celebrating the girl child. Janice, I'm going to make you a host. That's the one of the co-hosts, so that you can help me admit people, if you can.
Okay, no problem.
I want to,
Okay.
yes, let me just make you a co-host, so it will be easier for me to concentrate. Okay, so I'm making you a co-host right now, and you'll be able to help me admit people, because I don't want to lose concentration. So thank you for joining me again. So we go straight to what we have today. I think some people need to mute. Let me just mute everybody so that, okay, so let me share my screen. Today we are celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child, and celebrated, and this is the 10th year that United Nations will be celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child. This is the 10th year, so it's very unique, you know, to United Nations. And today we are looking at, for my own, I decided to create a topic that is relevant to Nigeria, you know, because of course it's relevant to people all over the world, but it's very peculiar to what I do as a child protection advocate and a family safety advocate. So we are looking at how to create a safer environment for your girl child to thrive. How you as a parent can create that safe environment, because the environment is very hostile towards the girl child. You will all agree with me. It's really very hostile. And if you don't get this knowledge, you will not be able to protect your girl child. You just be living like the normal parents, you don't really care. You think everywhere is safe, because it is not until something happens to the girl child that is when you will start panicking and running around. For those who already know me, I do more of prevention. and psycho-education, which I believe that is better than cure. When you are armed with necessary information, you'll be able to protect your child or protect your family from any hurt or from any harm. Because you will agree with me that so many things are contending for the destiny of the girl child. And it is not strange, because as a woman, even growing up from the girl child to a woman, you will know that a woman holds a family. We are the one that takes care of the family. And when we are not emotionally balanced, that is why yesterday we looked at how we can, how a woman can maintain her mental health. Because when a woman is having her mental health intact, she'll be able to take care of her family. Honestly, she'll be able to take care of her husband and her children. Her children will be protected from any form of abuse or any predator. So, and that is why we concentrate on mental health, on ensuring that our women are doing well. Then we now come to the girl child. It's not that we don't want to talk about the boy child or the men. That one, there is a place for that. But we need to look at the girl child critically today. How can we create a safe environment for them so that they can thrive? They can be the best that God has created them to be, because there's so much inside of the girl child that is waiting to be explored. But unfortunately, there are so many things that is limiting them. And most of the time, parents contribute to this because they are not really seeing what is going on in our world today, seeing that the environment is hostile towards the girl child, and how they can play a role to ensure that these children are safe from any form of predator. So my name is Remain Christiana Akindole, and like I always tell you, I'm a woman of many parts. I'm married and I have a girl. I have an only girl. So that is why I'm very passionate about the girl child, because I have a girl. And for those who have boys, it doesn't matter, because you are going to be grandparents, or some of you are grandparents here. You have girls, and not only that, you have girls as cousins, as nieces around you.
I think we've lost her. Let's just give her a few minutes. This network is affecting my mental health.
I'm so sorry, network knocked me off. I don't know why networks are just misbehaving. I have MTN, I have Airtel, and all of them are just misbehaving in the past few weeks. But I'm back again. I'm praying that this network will actually stay. So let me go back and share my slide once again. Please, Janet, please help me keep admitting people. So we also ensure that people are protected from abuse, and also we offer some other services, counseling and all that, which we have already told you about yesterday, and I want you to have the phone numbers. They are all there. So we are looking at how to keep your girl child safe in this hostile environment. So we want to look at who is the girl child. The girl child is a female species. Anyone that is female in these days, where people are actually having all sorts of genders, or will I say, some people say, oh, don't call me a girl, don't call me a she or a he. They have different kinds of acronyms for themselves. I don't understand. But I'm talking about a girl child, and it's any child that is below 18 years. According to the Constitution of Nigeria and some parts of the world, any child that is below 18 years. And the girl child is divided into 4 categories. We have the infancy, the childhood stage, also puberty, then early adolescent. So that is the group of the girl child, and that is the kind of who those set of people I want us to look at today. The girl child, it could be a baby, like we can see, the infancy, and the ones that are already in the primary school, secondary school. Any girl, any female child that is less than 18 is termed a girl child. And you as a guardian, that girl child could be your daughter, that girl child could be your niece or a neighbor's daughter or people around you. You could be a teacher, teaching the girl child in the school. This class is actually for you. So who is this girl child we are talking about? So that we have an idea. We are trying to lay a foundation on the girl child. Now, during this period, it is a very delicate, I'm trying to minimize this. So it is a very delicate period of the development of her personality. During this period, as girls before the age of 18, their personality is gradually developing. And it is a very delicate period. Though for those people that attended our child protection advocate training, they will understand what I'm saying, that the development of a child at this period is very important. And if care is not taken, the way you bring up your girl child may make or mar their destiny. It is very important. I think I was looking at, I was watching a video of a young lady. I think she's about 23. And this lady cannot count how many men she had already had relationship with, she had sex with. And when I listened to her story, I discovered that even as a young girl, she was exposed. She was not protected. That is why this section is very important to every person that has a girl child. She was not protected, so she was exposed. She was living in an environment that exposed her to sexual immorality, so many things going on. She was not protected. She was free to stay with anybody's house, in anybody's house. Her mother would drop her from one person's house to another. And because of that, she became exposed to so many sexual vices. And it led her to become promiscuous. She became a prostitute, and on and on. And it affected, she had several abortions that her mother doesn't even have an idea about. And because of that abortion, it affected her womb. So you can see that the delicate period of her life was actually affected, and now she's an adult. So you can imagine the kind of life she'll be living now. So during this period, their physical development is affected. If a girl child is not put in the right environment, she'll be affected physically and even mentally and emotionally. So all these things, contribute to the development of a girl child, to the development of their personality. Put a girl child in a good environment, of course, in a loving environment, you are going to have a child who is loving. But if you put a girl child in a violent-prone environment, of course, when that child grows up, she grows up with so much anger and bitterness, which we are going to look at in our next slide. Why are we focusing on the girl child? People will be asking, everybody is talking about the girl child, the girl child. Why? Because the girl child is vulnerable, meaning they are exposed. They can be easily abused. Girl child are usually easily abused because research has shown that 1 in every 3 girls are sexually abused before they clock the age of 18. So you have more cases of abuse in the lives of girls than in boys. They are prone to abuse. They are exposed. And maybe because of their physique or the physical build, maybe that is why. But the girls are especially those who are attractive. They are attractive, and because they are more open, they are like the female species that has some parts of the body that is attractive to the male figure, and that is why you see that the girl child is vulnerable. And there's so much gender-based violence around us today find out that it's a girl child that is abused, that is raped, that is emotionally abused. Is a girl child that is disappointed or heartbroken most of the time. And there's so much stereotype. Oh, the girl child, this is their place. These girls cannot be engineers. Girls cannot do this kind of profession. So there's this stereotype and inequality. Oh, the girls cannot play football. Oh, you are a girl child. You should always be in the kitchen. You should not, play like the boys. Your place should be in the kitchen. They try to box the girl child somewhere. So that is why we are focusing on the girl child, to let us know that the girl child also have rights like the boy child. And that is why United Nations is celebrating the girl child today. So what are the challenges of the girl child? The girl child is always facing molestation, especially sexual issues, sexual molestation. You find out that it's the girl child that is being raped, in an environment. Because of what I do as Christiana Faith Foundation in my organization, we have cases of the girl child being raped, being trafficked, and we see them being molested, being abused. They are abused emotionally, they are abused physically, mentally, psychologically. You find so much bitterness. That is why you see when the girl child grows up to be a woman, in an adult year, she's growing up with so much heaviness in her. We find out women, because I work with women a lot, I found out that some of them went through abuse even in their childhood years. And because they went through abuse, it's affecting everything. It's affecting their marriage, because they carry these baggages into their marriages. They carry so much bitterness and pain into their marriages. So the girl child is exposed to all sorts of sexual perversions, exposure to indecent behavior, to forced marriage. You see a lot of girl child, especially in the northern parts of Nigeria, they are forced into marriage. I grew up in the north, so I know what is obtainable in the northern parts of Nigeria. Apologies to my northern friends, but I can see that many of our girls are, they are forced to get married at a very young age. I remember in my secondary school years, I had a friend, I finished about, I think when I was almost 16, and we were just age mates. And when we finished our WAEC exam, we were so happy. Oh, then my father was transferred back to Lagos. I was so excited I was going to Lagos. She was just crying that day. I said, why are you crying? She said, because as I'm speaking now, anytime from now, I am going to be going to my husband's house. At what age? Before 16. I mean, I had hopes to go to the university at that time. She didn't have any hope. And behold, lo and behold, I witnessed her being taken into a vehicle, and she was crying. She was not happy. And they wheeled her straight away to her husband's house. So the girl child is being forced into getting married. Gender bias, like I said, girls cannot do this. They try and say that this is what a girl cannot do, and girls cannot be this profession. There's so much stereotype. So these are the challenges the girl child is going through. Trafficking. They traffic them out of the country, use them as sex slaves. So you can imagine why United Nations is very particular about the girl child. And today we are talking, for those not joining us, we are talking about the girl child, how we can provide a safer environment for our girl child. Please, I need you to share this link with your friends so that they can learn. As many people that have the girl child, they would be able to learn and know how to keep them or protect them from any predators. So what are the rights of the girl child? The girl child has right to protection. We have to protect the girl child, protecting them from any predator, from molestation, protect them from any hurt or from any harm or anybody that can hurt them or harm them. The girl child has right to freedom of expression. They have a right to express themselves, how they feel. They have a right to a voice, how to express themselves and speak out what is in their mind. They have a right to education, of course, for them to go to school to have more skill and to be educated both formally and informally. So these are the rights of the girl child. Many more. They have the right to health, to make sure that they are healthy, they are provided the right nutrition, the right food, the right shelter. They have the right to have clothes, healthcare, recreation. They have a right to survival, and they also have a right, to to information. You can to provide information for them. These and many more are the rights of a girl child. Again, how do we now create a safer environment for your girl child to thrive? And that is why we are here. It's going to be a short section, but we are going to learn a lot from that. And when we are talking about a safe environment, we are talking about an environment that is absent of harm or threat. Because trust me, the world is too harsh on the girl child. There's so much threat. Some of us, when we are so afraid that our girl child, that when they are going out somewhere, we are scared that, oh, something is going to happen to them. We pamper them, we protect them. You know why? Because we don't want anything to happen to the girl child. But when the girl child, when her life is affected negatively, a lot of things can happen. Look at a woman that has been, when she was a girl, she was raped, she was abused, and she grows up with so much pain in her heart, so much bitterness, carrying so much bitterness in her heart. And she gets married, has children. You can imagine how she'll be relating with the opposite sex, you know. So for us, the girl child is very important, because a safe environment does not contain active threats to child safety, meaning that a safe environment should be an environment that should be devoid of any threat to the safety of a child. If any threats do exist, they are being effectively managed. Because trust me, there will be threats around us. But how are we going to manage those threats? You know, how are we going to control those threats? Because it's beyond anyone. Because there is so much insecurity around us today. But we as parents, as mothers, as fathers, we have a role to provide that protection that is well needed by our girl child. Meaning that it is our duty for us to ensure that wherever we find the girl child, they are well protected from any hurt or from any threat whatsoever, you know, around them. What are the ways in which we can, you know, protect our girl child? I'm going to list some ways. I'm starting with demonstration of love. Everybody loves to be loved. Honestly, everybody loves to be loved. I think there's a noise coming. Okay, it's gone off. Okay, everybody loves to be loved. Every one of us. You know, wherever you are, you want people to show you love. And I put this up that a daughter may outgrow your lap, but she will never your heart. And that is where love comes from. You need to demonstrate love to your girl child if you want to provide a safe environment for them. Meaning that your house should be full of love around you. There should be love all around you. You know, a girl child, even a girl child should, you know, there's something that I learned in these few days. It was by Pastor T.D. Jakes. We all know, or for those who don't know, what happened to her daughter. Her daughter got pregnant at the age of 13. You can imagine a popular man of God with so much respect. People respect him, and suddenly she gets a daughter who got pregnant at the age of 13. You can imagine the feeling the father will have. Many fathers will just throw her out and say, you are a disgrace to my ministry. You have destroyed my ministry. But I heard TDJ said, I was ready to drop the mic, to drop the ministry and be with you. And just last week, the TDJ, you know, handed over the ministry to her, the woman that had lost ministry to her. And in fact, for me, if you go to YouTube, just go and watch that video. You will just shed tears, because it was so much an emotional period for me, because this man showed so much love. If this man did not show love to her daughter, in spite of her inadequacies or her mistakes, you know, you can imagine where she will be today. But this man showed her daughter love. In fact, she said she knew that her father got her back. Her father loved her. The father demonstrated the love, not only verbalizing it, but demonstrated it by showing empathy. Sometimes our girl child may make mistakes. Maybe somebody is here. You have a grown-up daughter. Maybe she did something wrong. Maybe she got pregnant, or she did something that was wrong, and you were unhappy with her. Maybe she was caught with a boy. Maybe having sexual relationship and many other things. It may be something unpleasant to you, and you feel ashamed that, oh, I'm your mother, I'm your father. Why did you do such a thing? Yes, there is a place to scold our children. It is permitted. But when we begin to make the child feel unworthy, and it will reduce or affect the child's self-esteem, then it is questionable. As parents, we should demonstrate love by listening to our girl child. Be attentive to them, because if you don't listen to them, if you don't get their attention, there are many people that are calling for their attention. If you are a man here, you need to demonstrate love to your girl child. People say that the girl child is usually closer to their father. Like me, I was very close to my dad. I was very close to him. I was always with I loved my dad. I was always close to him because he taught me a lot of things. He demonstrated love. When I say that I want to talk to you, he will listen to me. So meaning that you should listen to your children, your daughter, be attentive, have fun together, create fun for each other, understand that your girl child needs love. Your girl child, Shola said, I can relate. My grace help me. God, thank God for my parents who stood by me. That gift will be 23 years. Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing. You can imagine. So if you are here, your daughter has done something wrong, please don't write them off. This is the time that they show love. You don't want them to go and get love from somewhere else, from a man. If you don't show love to your child, to your daughter, demonstrating, praising her, when she goes wrong, empathize with her, talk to her and put her, get her closer to you. Don't throw her away. You can't throw the baby with the bath. No. Create special time for her, have routine that you create special time to her. In fact, sometimes when sometimes you may feel that, oh, she has frustrated you, she has disappointed you. Yes, for a while, let her know how you feel. But after a while, call her back and have conversations with her. So the first thing you must do to create a safe environment for your daughter is to make sure that you demonstrate love, so that your daughter will not go and get love from outside. So many young girls, because their parents are not showing them love, they tend to get tempted, and before you know it, one man comes from somewhere and begins to give them things that you can provide, and you're like, and I have all these things in the house. Why didn't you ask me? It's because you are not showing them love. So let us demonstrate that love towards our daughters. Is very, very important, because they are very fragile. Our daughters are fragile, and in between the years of 1 to 18, they need love. Trust me, they need you to love them unconditionally. For me, I have a girl child and I love her. I show her much love, as much as I can. So, and we are very close. Number 2, help them to find and develop their passion. This is one of the ways that you can use to make sure that your daughter has a safe environment, so that she can thrive in this world that is full of so much inadequacy, so much pain. They rely on you as parents. So I'm sure they have so much potentials that is inside of them. They have so much passion. Do you even know your child's passion, your daughter's passion? What is she passionate about? And do you help her to fulfill her passion? There are many things that is embedded or God has deposited in your girl child. It is your duty as parents to find that passion. For me, as my daughter was growing, I already knew her passion, and I followed and I helped her with that passion. So if you know that your daughter she's good in one aspect, she loves to color, she loves to write, she loves to draw, she loves, name it, so many things. She loves drama, she loves to speak well. Why not help her develop her passion? Because if you help her to develop her passion, it is going to help her to boost her self-esteem. She'll be able to stand tall. She'll be confident. You will bring up a confident child when you have, noticed that this is a passion. What is she passionate about? You help her discover her purpose. Why is she here on this earth? There are so many endless opportunities for the girl child. Don't allow people to box your girl child and say, oh, the girl child cannot be a pilot. Who says so? We have many women that are pilots today. Maybe she has this dream in her. Help her to fulfill her dream. Don't shout her down or tell her that it is not possible. No, you can't do it. You can't do it. Tell her you can do it. Encourage her. Let her motivate her. Let her dream big. Support what she wants to do. Let her dream big. Look out for mentors, mentors that can help her to be what she wants to be. Like my daughter, for me, she likes cooking. and I saw that she likes cooking. So I encourage her a lot in cooking. If you check my WhatsApp DP, you will see the delicious meal that she prepared. It was Thanksgiving where she's residing now, and it was Thanksgiving Day, and she sent me a picture. I spoke to her and sent me a picture of what she was cooking. I was so proud of her because actually she has exhibited that even as a young girl. She always likes to come to the kitchen. She wants to join me. She wants to learn. You know, when your child has that passion, support them. They want your support. Be interested in what your child is interested in. Be always interested and help them, support them, whatever you need to do. Whether she loves to make bead, maybe bead making, help her, buy beads for her so that she can use it. You know, all these things are very, very important. It helps to create an environment where your child can strive. You don't know where she will be tomorrow. Maybe your child is outspoken. She speaks good English. She's like to speak phone. I will call it phone, and she likes to speak and she wants to stand up and talk, you know, try and even probably take her to a school, etiquette school, or a school where she can learn how to brush her tone. And you don't know who you are developing tomorrow. She may appear on CNN. So this is how it starts. Those ladies on CNN did not just start like that. They must have been exhibiting all those passion even in their younger years. Number 3, be a positive role model. Not just a role model, a positive role model. A mother influences her daughter's development through many stages of her life and ideally represent a suitable role model for her daughter to learn from. Being a positive role model, because one of the role model or the first role model of a girl child is her parents, especially the mothers. Instill your values in your child and teach them empathy. Be a role model. Role models are people who we look up to for inspiration. Maybe growing up, your mother was not a good role model, a positive role model. It doesn't matter. You can be a positive role model for your daughter, meaning that you have to be positive, meaning you have to express positivity to your child. Your child deserves you. You know, if you stay positive, your child will also stay positive. You have to be a good example, you know, to your child. Encourage your child. You know, for example, you want your child to be a loving person. You want your child to be somebody who is truthful, who has integrity. It means that you yourself, you should be loving. You should show love to people around you. All those values you want to imbibe in your child, they are going to look at you. For example, you are in the traffic and you are busy shouting and abusing people. Of course, your children, your daughter will want to do the same thing unconsciously. Like the women I taught in Abuja, I told them you have the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. So what is happening in the now is the conscious mind. So it now goes to the subconscious mind. Before you know it, your daughter starts doing the same thing you are doing when she starts driving. So please, let us be positive role models to our children. What we don't want them to do, don't do it. Honestly, don't do it. Like for me, when my children were growing up, I didn't want them to be watching African magic. I'm sorry. All these Nollywood scary movies and all that does not teach them good morals. I don't watch it because of them. And because of that, my children never really bothered because of watching the Nollywood movies. They are not too good at watching, you know, when they were growing up. So because I didn't want them to watch, and I told them, don't watch it at this stage of your life. This is not what should be your value. You know, I try to tell them that. And of course, because I told them not to watch, I was not watching. So you need to also build a strong relationship with your child. You know, be open to them, have discussions with them, and maintain a healthy lifestyle, even with your child. Make sure that you have positive traits, values that you can instill in your child. Provide emotional support to your child. This is very, very key because our children are dealing with issues. I can tell you that so many teenagers are depressed, especially the teenage girls. They are really going through a lot of emotional issues. They are very emotional. That's why I said our girl child, they are very, very fragile. A lot of things are calling for their attention. You find out that they feel lonely. Many of them are dealing with loneliness. They are dealing with social isolation. They are dealing with low self-esteem. And because of that, they need their parents to be with them. Especially the father. You need to be close to your daughter so that you can give them that emotional support, showing them that you love them. And the mothers too, emotional support, the words, through your words, through this thing you say to your daughter. What words you say to her when she dresses up so nicely? Ah, you look so beautiful today. Oh, I love this. I love that. You know, try and say words, positive words to them, so that they can have high self-esteem. They can have self-esteem, you know, be close to them, and also accept them. Accept them. Go physical, hug them. They need all that support, because when you don't start hugging them in their childhood years, when they grow up, is it that time you start hugging them, you will see that they'll just give you one side hug. But if you are somebody that you are always hugging your daughter, it's very easy. Even as adults, they will be happy. They will even hug you. So, and you need to show that you accept them. Accept them the way they are. Fine, you can sit down with them and also have conversations with them. Maybe they are doing something wrong, but to say it in a loving way, so that they don't feel so down, and so that they can open up and confide in you. Respect them. They also have their privacies. I'm talking about our teenage girls, especially, because many of them are talking, they are not happy because parents don't really understand them. So sometimes you give them their space, you know, show some respect. Maybe their mates, they have their mates around, and maybe they've done something wrong. It is not time for you to shout, come on, get out there, go and sit down there. What are you doing? Have you done your homework? Right in front of their friends. You know, it makes them to feel bad. So you need to respect them. That's how you are showing them emotional support. Make them feel important. Know that they are also important in the family. Don't feel that because they are the girl child, so because of that, you consider the boys more important. Go and sit down. We are talking about the boys that can do that. No, don't start separating the boys from the girls. Let them understand that they are equally important. So include them in some decision making in the family. So provide emotional support, because many daughters, many girl child, they are getting attention from the opposite sex. You see them, they are going online, they want to find validation. Many of them are looking outside for validation, whereas their parents should validate them. I remember I was invited in a program here in Port Harcourt. Maybe I don't know whether she's here, you know, and I was able to speak with the parents, with the teenagers and the parents together. And the teenagers were saying that they need validation. Gone are those days that they seek validation from their friends. Now they want validation from their parents. So the girl child, instead of seeking validation from that man that he met online, or that guy that is making faces at him, or that boy that is in the school, they need validation from us as parents. So at every point in time, tell your girl child you are beautiful, you are more than enough. You know, write affirmations to them. You know, sit down, write some affirmations and send it to them, or give it to them to read, so that they can understand that, yes, I am loved, I am valued, I am more than enough. I don't need any other person to validate me. I know who I am. I am confident of myself, you know, so that when they go to school or anywhere they are confident. Nobody can just bamboozle them or talk to them anyhow. They will not come home feeling so sad and unloved, because many of them go on social media. They are seeking for validation on the social media. They put a post and they are looking at people that want to like the post. And unfortunately, social media is a very tough, you know, terrain to be right now, because you put up, this is my hairstyle. You will see 100 people that will abuse that child. They will abuse her, because there are haters out there. I know of a girl, I saw it online. She committed suicide because she put up a post, and people started abusing her, saying all sorts of things, saying bad things about her, you know. And because of that, she wrote a suicidal note and committed suicide right there. And I think she beamed it light on Facebook or something. And because of, she was seeking for validation. Some of our girl child are seeking for validation and emotional support in the area of their brothers, you know, saying things, terrible things about them, or saying negative things. I don't want any parent to allow the boy child to speak negative things about the girl child, because it's going to affect them. It reduces their self-esteem. Honestly, it brings them down. So we should make sure that the girl child is well respected, and making sure that she's assured that, look, you are more than enough. You can get to any level in life. You can have your masters. You can do a lot of things. You don't have to be a boy to get to that particular position in life. provide a stable home. Stability comes from the family and the community, and when a home is stable, the girl child is stable emotionally and in every area of her life. You can imagine a home where there is so much domestic violence, where there is abuse in that home, where there is neglect, when the child is neglected, when the parents are not in good terms, they are always fighting and nagging at each other, when a home is not conducive for a child, when there is no love, no unity, nobody is showing unity in the home. There is no harmony. I was looking for a word, harmony, between the father and the mother, between the siblings. Of course, the girl child will not be happy because, me growing up, I never saw my parents have any arguments or misunderstanding right in front of me. I never saw it. I never saw them argue or shout at each other. No. I was brought up in a very loving environment, honestly. And that is why, for me, I told myself I will make my marriage to work like that of my parents' marriage, because I saw love. And that is what I'm trying to do. And this year I'm going to be 29 years in marriage, So because I remember the kind of home I come from. There was a girl I met. She said, I don't think I'm going to get married. I said, why? She said she witnessed her father beat her mother. And of course, she lost the mother after some years of sickness and all that, and bitterness and so much pain. She died with so much pain. And because of that, at age 30, she's not yet married. She said she doesn't want any man to come and destabilize her life the way her mother's life was destabilized. You can imagine. So that home that was unsafe has, breeded a girl that is full of bitterness, that doesn't want to get married. And if ever she gets married, it's going to still affect her unless she goes for therapy. So as mothers and as fathers, let's provide an enabling environment for our children, an environment, a home full of love, a home full of commitment to each other, full of respect for one another. Let them see love radiate, in that particular family. You can see this family, they are smiling because there's so much love and there's so much harmony in the family. So, and the home is stable. So let's provide a stable home for our daughters. We need to provide security, provide their basic needs. And of course, they are entitled to shelter. Of course, the girl child is entitled to a home, a comfortable environment where she can sleep well. This is very important. It's going to help her for her emotions, clothing, the right kind of clothing, to cover her nakedness, not exposing herself. So meaning parents have to be particular about the kind of clothes they get for their children, for their girl child. You need to also be intentional about that. Not clothing that will expose their cleavage. It is not, you need to look at that. The kind of food they eat is very important too, because some girl child, they are eating the wrong food, and because of that, they start gaining weight. And when they gain weight, it affects their self-esteem. This is very key. You need to care about their medical care, ensure that they are okay. If they need to go for medical examination, take them there. Make sure they are fine, especially the teenage girl. You're concerned about their menstruation, their menstrual cycle. All those things are very important. Their health, their dental health. This is very key, because these are the things that can affect a girl child. Imagine a girl child that is having a kind of a set of teeth that is, awkward. It's going to affect them. So if you need to take a decision to maybe get something for them to make sure the teeth is well set, or some other things that you observe that is like a kind of that can deform your daughter at any point in time, try and work on it so that it doesn't get to a level that you cannot do anything about it. In fact, it can affect their self-esteem. Then protection from harm. I'm going to talk about that, in a deeper way. Protecting them from any form of harm, because there is so much threat against the girl child. So it is your duty as fathers, as mothers, to provide security for them. Educating the girl child. Education, I like what Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala said. He said, educating our young girls is the foundation for Nigeria's growth and development. Yes, she's right. They said, educate a child, educate a community. And that is it. When you allow your child to express herself, if she wants to go for her master's, let her go for her master's. Not say, all your mates are getting married. Your own, you are just thinking of masters. Let her go for her master's. Let her go for her PhD. Like my daughter, I said, Mommy, I want to go for my master's. I want to get my PhD. I said, go, girl, anywhere. Professor self, you can be there. Yes. Because they need education. Encourage the girl child. Gone are those days. It's only the boy child that has been allowed to get to any level of education. Let your girl child, be allowed to go to school and be what she wants to be. It could be formal or informal education, maybe in the house. Allow them to let them sit at your feet. My father does that a lot. He will sit and come and have it. I will sit, even as a married woman, my father will send for me then. He will say, come and sit down. We will sit down. She will talk, will tell me about life, things about life, and it has actually helped me, in my day-to-day life. Informal education, formal education, let them go, enroll them in schools, let them learn skills, empower your girl child. I was talking about it yesterday to women. You need to empower your girl child, parents. Don't allow your girl child to be vulnerable when it comes to empowerment, because times are so hard. So many men, I don't know what is happening to a lot of men today, the way they are actually molesting, abusing our children. When our children growing up become adults and they get married, you find out that a lot of young girls today, before 1-2 years of marriage, they're like, I know they do again. I think I've had it up to here with this man. They are not allowed to fulfill their destiny. Their dreams are being cut short. Some of them, because they are facing a lot of violence in their marriages, they cannot actually live so that they can take care of themselves, because where are they living to? They don't even have the financial wherewithal to take care of themselves. For me, empower your girl child. Empower them, whatever you need them to do. They may learn some hands-on things. That's why I said you need to let them know their potential. Maybe some hands-on things that you need to, maybe they want to do fashion designing, they want to be events decorators. At least let them learn something that is hands-on, because they will need this. Let them be empowered. Even before they get married, let them be empowered. Have a job, have a business. Teach them entrepreneurship. Maybe you are doing business. Introduce your daughter to that business. Let them be part of what you are doing. They are not too young to be part of what you are doing, because you are gradually empowering them and changing their mindset. Because some men believe that the women should sit down in the house. You should sit down in the house. And your child went to the university. Your child is not there, get married to a man to sit down in the house and be cooking for him and taking care of the children. She also have her own, dreams and aspirations. So drum it into the head of your girl child. Look, you need to be empowered. Have your own. Let your husband meet you doing things, having a good job. Make sure that you concentrate on your studies. Let's drum that into their hearts. So it's very important to get them educated. That is when they can strive in their environment, this hostile environment. That is where they can strive. They can be unique. They can stand on their own. They don't need to rely on a man for everything that they need. Let us start teaching our girl child that, and it's going to help them to strive. Protect them from predators. This is very, very key, very important, because a lot of predators are out there. They are looking at the girl child. They are molesting, they rape the girl child. A lot of the girl child are in danger, even danger in the hands of people that are close to them, who are supposed to protect them. Mothers, protect your girl child. Be very observant. Show interest in their day-to-day activities. Ask them, how are they doing? When they come back from school, how was your day? Who did you sit with? Who did you play with today? What kind of game did you play in the school? These are practical things we need to ask our girl child. Get to know the people in their lives. Who are their friends? Because their friends are going to influence them, like it or not. Who are your friends? Then when I was growing up, my father would say, bring your friends to the house. Our house was a beehive of activities. My father wants to meet our friends. There was a particular friend I had. She was not a born-again Christian. Do you know that my father led her to Christ? She became born again through my father because I brought her home. She was almost a bad influence on me, though I already knew who I was. But I brought her home. My father ministered to her, and she gave her life to today. She's still a born again Christian. So you need to, get to know the people in your child's life. Ask questions. Talk about these people. Who is this person? Let me tell me about her. Sometimes when my daughter says, I went out with my friend. My friend. I'm like, this your friend, eh? I've not met this your friend before. Tell me about your friend. Whenever you get to the house, let's do a video call. And she does that. Let me know your friend. You need to know the friend who is influencing your child's life, especially our grown-up adult daughters. You need to be interested in who they are friends. And what about the social media? What kind of movies are your children watching? What kind of their social media account, Facebook? Who are their friends? Do you monitor their activities on social media? You need to let them know the danger out there. Let them know the warning signs of abuse. Let them know the red flags. When somebody comes to them, what will they notice that shows that that person is a potential abuser? Educate your girl child. Sit down with them. We have so many materials which I will introduce that can help you, make it easy for you to educate your girl child. It's very key to know that, because if you don't educate them, they can be vulnerable. The girl child is very vulnerable to abuse. Some of them are even sexually abused by their own father. We are currently handling a case now in Christiana Faith Foundation, and a man has been abusing her own daughter since when she was 8, and she's 18 now, and she's pregnant. So you can imagine, she's pregnant. She will soon put to bed this month, and luckily my organization handled that case, and the man is in Kirikiri. The case is still in court, and that is the girl child. Now, of course, it's the mother that is doing all the wahala. We are trying to see how we can help her. As I speak now, they've not even bought anything for the girl and the about to be born baby. Nothing. Because the woman is not empowered. That's why empowerment is very key. The girl cannot go to school because she is pregnant. So empowering your girl child, educating them that anybody that wants to touch your private parts, you need to talk. Tell me. That is why relationship with your girl child is very, very key at this time. Things are happening, I can tell you that things are happening. As an organization, our ears are full with so many girls that have been abused and their parents don't know anything about it. So sit down with the girl child, tell them that there are potential abusers around them, and teach them, let them know the signs that nobody has the right to touch your private part, those warning signs, the person that is always giving you gifts all the time. Teach them body boundaries. Let somebody know that if anybody touches you and you're uncomfortable, report that person. Maybe hugs. Not everybody should hug you. If you're not comfortable with hugs, say, I don't want to be hugged now. It is very important to let their child know that this is your body. It is your own. Let them know that nobody has a right to touch their private parts. Teach your child how to talk about their bodies from any age. Tell them the names of their private body parts. Teach them those words. Stop giving them all those unnecessary names. Let them know. Always be available for your child. Set aside time for your girl child and have conversations with them. I have so many teenage girls that we say my mother I can't even tell my mother anything because they are not available. They are not listening. In this day where we have social media, every time we are on our phone, we are not listening to our children. Mommy, I want to talk to you. I'm listening. Yes, they are on the phone, browsing WhatsApp and all that, and let them know that when they get into trouble, they can talk to you. Give them assurance. Tell your girl child, look, if anything happens, mommy loves you. Mommy will always be there for you. Mommy will always listen to you. They need that assurance from time to time. Assure them. Let them know that you are there for them. Allow them to open up and talk to you, to relate with you, to allow them to open up and tell you what is in their mind. If you provide the enabling environment, parents, we have a lot of duties to ensure our girl child is safe and they are able to thrive in this tough world. It is our role and responsibility. to make sure that our girl child fulfill their potential. There are many girl child today, they cannot fulfill potential. Imagine this girl that is pregnant now, at what age? We don't even know who owns the pregnancy. It's likely it's the father. And this girl child is going to carry this thing. She's a child, taking care of a child. And of course, mothers, you are listening. It's the mother now that is bearing the brunt. She's the one running around. So whatever happens, it will still come back to the mother. So please, parents, I am just using this section to encourage us that our girl child is very important to take good care of them. Pay attention to their lives. Pay attention, be concerned, show concern, be intentional about it. Call them if you're not within reach, they are out of the country, maybe somewhere. Call them, say, I just want to say hello, I love you. Let them feel belong. Don't leave them alone. Or you still have little girls, carry them on your lap, say hello to them, play with them, have fun, take them out. These are the ways you can connect with your girl child. This is very key. Even as we are celebrating the girl child today, I want it to be a solemn time for us so that we can go back and look at the things we are doing that is wrong, that will help us, to be a better father or a better mother. These are some of the materials that my organization has that you can help you, to protect your child from predators. So you can reach out to us. I'll be posting our phone numbers. These materials are still available. There are posters. There are some simple rules that will help protect your children from abuse, some books that you can give to your children or yourself to read so that you can protect them. So in conclusion, the best thing you can do for a girl child is to give her a safe environment to grow, to study, and to do the things that she likes. The best thing you can give to them, allow them to strive. So I'm wishing everybody happy International Day of the Girl Child. You are truly blessed if you have been gifted with a girl child, because she has the aura to make your heart and your home a happy place. Your girl child can make your home a happy place if you provide an enabling environment for your girl child. My name is Christiana Akindole. You can follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, and we have a counseling line. Maybe you have your girl child who you think that you're having issues with her. We are available. Just call that counseling line and book a counseling section where we can, actually talk to her, because sometimes they may be going through some things and they may not tell you. They may want to tell somebody else, and you see them, they are frowning all over the house. They tie their face and everything. How are you? Fine. I hope you're okay. I'm okay. But deep inside that they are not okay. So you can, set up a counseling section with us. And if you want to talk to us, to talk to your girl child, if she's going through depression, you are seeing all those signs, please look, you can, send, a WhatsApp message to us. Then if you want to invite us, to talk to the girl child, we are available. That's the phone number there. Then this particular section is recorded on our YouTube channel. Family Protection Advocate is our YouTube channel. So you can go there and watch it again. Even yesterday's one is on our YouTube channel. So you can just make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are trying to develop it and putting content there so that we can educate you more on family safety. So on this note, I want to say thank you. And I can see Mina Obanga. Maybe she wants to ask a question. So we can just take a few minutes to ask questions. So you can unmute, Mina. Is this a mistake or?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Mina. How are you?
Everyone. How are you
Please
doing?
go ahead. I'm good.
Okay, so basically, I don't know. This is it's been very enlightening. It's been very interesting, but I don't know if I have a question that many mothers may be answering. Be asking. Okay, so let me just ask, because I don't know. You see, there are some issues that are within your control, and there's some issues that may not be within your control. So you have a situation where your girl children are in public school. I'm sure everybody now knows what I want to say. So you see that educationally, without their wanting to be, they will be stopped from going to school for 9 months. So where do you start to encourage that kind of child? when the intention of putting the person in that particular public school was for a strong purpose. For example, my girl children are studying medicine, and they say, oh, go to public school, oh, that is where they do it better, except you want to go out. Okay, so you carry them and put in public school. And now public school has made them to stay 9 months at home. And their mates who are supposed to be doing clinicals with them are now doing housemanship. And they're all going out to start work. Where will you start to, like some parents whose children are doing all kinds of other courses? They say they just move them out to other courses, move them to different schools, move them. It's not the same moving a medical student, for example, from one place, jumping to the other, moving here, moving here. So you have said so much, and you can see the context in which you said all what you said. Now, the question is, how do you align those kind of issues with germane issues like this? This one is it, what is counseling going to do? Today makes it 8.5 months they have been at home. So, and it's not like, and I keep asking myself, where are those community of practice? Where are mothers whose children are doing medicine? Where are they? Where are they? Let us know. Should we move our children to where? Should they come down? Because they'll say, come and do year 3 or year 2, or I mean, all those kind of things. I needed people to talk with. And you're not, so how do you reconcile this? You know, you care for the child, you do this, you do that, but this is very, very, it's a germane issue. You see, whether we like it or not, 9 months, a young girl, 9 months, who is supposed to be doing, I don't know. I just felt maybe it might inspire another woman out there to, let's form a community of mothers whose children are doing medicine and surgery in final year, 5th year, or 4th year. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Mina, for that particular question. Thank you so much. I know I'm speaking the minds of a lot of you are speaking the minds of a lot of parents. Honestly, I can appreciate that for genuinely opening up to talk about your children. It is right. You are right. In fact, for me, I really understand what is going on, and so many parents have reached out to me, just like you have said. And what makes yours more complicating is that the girl, your child, is a medical student. And it makes it more complicating. You can't just move a medical student to another course or another place. It can tell on the child's performance. I can understand. Even though I'm not a medical person, I'm not a medical personnel, and I will not be able to tell you whether to move the child or to take the child somewhere or something else. But for me, I think it's a time to really have a close relationship with your daughter, and also to probably, if I were the one that is going through all this, I will take my child somewhere where the child can have internship, probably work in a hospital during that period. Not to be paid, not that the child will be paid, not for payment, but to make sure that the child who desires to be a doctor is left in a hospital environment, a medical environment, where the child can have a feel of what, to help the child and to encourage the child, to let the child know that, look, this is where you are going to, and be in that environment. If I were the one, it may not be right, but for me, that is what I'm going to do. I will look for a hospital where the child can just be there, and I'll probably get a mentor for that particular child as a medical student, because he's a medical student. So the child needs to be in a medical environment, if I'm the one. I don't know whether I can bring in, I'm sorry, Dr. Atuk, I may put you on the spot at this time. I'm sorry, sir. If you can you unmute, sir, if you have any suggestion for parents whose children are in the public school and they are in the medical field and they've been home for the past 8.5 months, sir? Is there any suggestion you have for them before I take on other people?
Thank you for having me. I will just start from your last point. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, I'll start from the last point, which you said. Now, it's a big challenge. Yes, some can find some medical facility where they can spend some time, pending when, God willing, this strike will be called off. I know we have a few students who have joined us with similar circumstances where they spend time, and of course, we give them the best we can in terms of instruction. One of the students I know was thinking of, getting admission in a school in Ghana. And the situation is such that now said, well, you cannot transfer. Even if there is the provision for transfer, you can't get transcript from your university because of the ongoing strike. Now, she has spent, would I say, like 2 or 3 years, and then she's looking at, well, if the strike is called off now, if she has 4 years to go in the university where she's attending, compare that with starting in Ghana and spending 6 years. Now, that depends on the funds, if the parents can afford the tuition. We now say they have to weigh the options. For the next 4 years, even if universities resume now, the public institutions, what are the chances that there will be no strike between now and in 4 years' time? So if your parents can afford it, if you're starting a course in Ghana that's going to last 6 years, where the education system is stable, you probably would graduate about the same time with if you have stayed back. I mean, we're looking at those who can afford it now. Yes, but the stopgap measure, really, like you have said, is having a place where you do like internship, sort of, whereby you can get some teaching from the consultants, and which are providing some of these students. The other group that are similarly affected are those, unfortunately, the invasion of Ukraine, where we have quite a number of students that are back, medical students that are affected and in similar situations. There's one who is thinking of starting fresh, or rather getting, some of them fortunately have their transcripts. So some of them are now looking at how they can get into the university system here. Now, it's a big challenge because some of these students went outside the country because there were no spaces in the Nigerian universities to absorb them. So you now come back and you now have a large number. I know there was a time it was difficult for NMA came in, the Nigerian Medical Association, and the Medical Council. They were thinking of such situations. What do you do? The universities are stretched. They can't even absorb the number that are applying. And then you now have those who are affected, who have gone out, studying abroad, and in this precarious situation. So it's a big dilemma. So the stopgap measure, like you rightly said, is get hospitals, get institutions that are willing to absorb these students. Some of these schools, some of these hospitals, rather, institutions, you have to pay some money. Some of them you may not be able to pay, you may not pay any money, depending on how friendly or how open they are to absorb those students meanwhile. That's a big dilemma for now. And for transfers, even the private universities, they already have their own quota. Don't forget, for each institution, they may now, for example, say this institution can only, NUC only allows them to graduate 50 students. And so they probably would admit like 200. With the hope that whatever happens, as people, the exams are usually so tough that some will fail, some would repeat, some would repeat, and be forced to take other courses that they did not desire ab initio. That's because in the end, that institution can never graduate beyond the number that is approved. It's a very big problem for us in Nigeria, really. So that's why you find so many students going outside this country to other shows to be able to study these courses. That's a dilemma for now, really. Thank you. I don't know if you had me all through.
Yes, we did. Okay, I think Mrs. Akindole has gone offline. I think it's her network.
Okay, I'm back now. My network just knocked me off. I'm sorry. I'm back now.
She's back. Okay, all right.
Thank you very much, Dr. Atuk, for that enlightenment. Dr. Atuk is a medical doctor, a surgeon, and I've known him for so many years, well experienced. I think that advice is really, really advisable. It's very good for parents to also look at that, you know. I can see Aderinola's hand up. You can unmute, please. Thank you, Dr. Atuk, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Somehow, doctor just answered a few of my questions. What of parents who don't have the funds? You know, my daughter is, COVID took 1 year. This one has taken another year. She's at home. And you know, I lost students. Where is the fund to go to maybe a fair and all that, you know? Some parents can't afford it. And some institutions where you want the students to go and do internship are not even willing. Like doctor just said, some are not willing. They're like, somebody who is not a graduate, what does the person know? That we don't have space for such, you know? And then the children's mindset, I'm supposed to be in school, I'm supposed to graduate at so time, and I'm here at home. I've done skill, I've done this one, I've done that one, and then I'm still at home. Where are the jobs for them to even go and exercise these skills? You know, so many of them are just getting into depression. You know, at this later stage, they're just getting angry. And then if you as a parent, you're not careful, they'll be chaos. So I just want to encourage parents. We'll keep praying and trusting God that these things, because this strike will be called off and all that. Because some of them, you know, some other younger ones who entered private universities after them have graduated. Some of their age mates that they went into school together, that there was fun, they've graduated. Each time those people graduate, they're looking at themselves. So it's so pathetic that I really don't know what solution than for this strike to be called off. Let them go to school and finish up. Because as this thing is going, if it is not called off, at some point, some will not be able to serve. At some point, some will be said, age, when they are looking for jobs, people will not say between so age, and they've crossed that age. What do you do? So it's such a painful, I thank God that she spoke out, and then all of us can just reason and talk about this thing. Sincerely, I don't know the way out. That's the truth. But I'm glad I'm on this call.
Thank you very much, Aderinola, for that. And I understand that, I understand what parents are going through at the moment. And I think we are going to plan a session where we can actually talk about this. And by the grace of God, I'll just look out around and see any professional that is very good at, you know, talking to parents about how they can, you know, use this gap, this stopgap they can use to help the children, you know, to cushion the effect of this pain. I would call it a pain, because by the time the children are idle, you know, a lot of things can start happening. You know, you find young girls getting pregnant at this time, going around doing some social vices, you know, doing things that can put their lives in danger, you know, because they are idle. And of course, where you are idle, a lot of things, temptations will come their way. So I promise by God's grace, I'll look around for professionals that can actually have a talk with parents and probably give them suggestions on how they can leverage on this time. But for me, I will also talk to parents that please, you should also pray about it. For me, there is nothing I don't pray about in this life. And there is nothing I don't pray about, because God knows about what is going on right now. He knows what is going on. So he's our Father. And okay, somebody said, I know too, very close, they are pregnant now. And that is part of what we are talking about. So God is our Father. I think we should be very intentional about our children. Lord, this is what is happening concerning the strike, and my children are home. Father, give me a direction. Just give me wisdom. Let me know what to do at this season, because there are seasons of life. This is another season in their life, and I'm sure God has a plan in that season. If we can ask him, God, what plan do you have for my children? Give me wisdom. How do I handle this particular season in the life of my children? And I believe that God will give you a kind of direction, because he said he will teach you and direct you on the path that you should go. Psalm 32. He said he will teach you. So ask God. He's the teacher. Holy Spirit is the teacher. Is the wisdom of God that can give you wisdom on how to handle this situation. Because when the situation is past you, you can't do anything. You are helpless about it. Me, I believe you go to God and let him know about it. While you are trying your physical effort, you are making effort. But at the same time, you know that God, who is our Father, can tell you what to do about it and to provide wisdom. And maybe it could be somebody that will just be talking and you catch wisdom from that. Like what we have just discussed today, like Dr. Atuk has talked. Maybe somebody here just say, oh, I should have done that. That is an answered prayer. That is the way God answers prayers. So you don't know where that answer may come. But I will try my best to try and get a professional who can help us to talk to parents about how they can make best use of this time. And I think you, at this time, try and have relationship with your children. Let them, show them empathy at this time. Let them understand that you also know what is going on. Despite you can't do anything, but you are with them. Your heart is with them, and you can. They can understand that you are really. You really empathize with them. I think somebody is raising a hand. This will be the last person. Cressida Fusei. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your name well. Please, you can unmute. You can unmute.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening, madam. You're doing
Chris.
a great job. The Lord blessed your efforts in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So I'm a pediatrician working in Lagos, Massey Street Children's Hospital to be precise. Okay, so these frustrations actually raised by some of the mothers on the platform are real. They are real, but I remember when I was in med school over 15 years ago, there was a time we went on strike, and this strike lasted for like 6 months. Strike in the Nigerian university is a norm. It's been there, but that's not to say that, it is normal. Then I was in my preclinical years. I was in, I think, year 2 then. So it was so frustrating for me. And I remember then, actually, I learned an art then. I learned how to sew during that time. Okay, I even learned how to bake as well during that time. Okay, so, but for those who are in their, clinical years, maybe year 4, year 5, and then even year 6, to be precise, it will be better if they actually attach themselves to some of our teaching universities like LASUTH. That's for those of them in Lagos, LASUTH or even LUTH. Okay, because this clinical years is very, very important. They are not yet doctors. All what they learned in their preclinical years are just the theory. So by now, it is expected that they actually, practicalize all that they have learned in their preclinical years. So they can't just automatically, go to any hospital and start practicing as doctors. And that's why they have the
Wow, the network. We can't really hear you anymore. Dr. Cressida, we can't hear you anymore.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. So for those of them in the final years, that is year 6, probably they would have done about 2 or more subspecialty postings And some of them would have actually developed an interest. Maybe they want to become gynecologists, or they want to become pediatricians and all that. So they can actually, walk into any of these teaching hospitals. I know that there's a lot of bureaucracy and all that, but I believe, most of those at the helm of affairs, they're also parents. So they can just walk into like Louvre, okay, for those of them in Lagos or LASUT, walk, to the MD, to the CMD, express themselves and then get a written permit. I'm very, very sure with that, they can attach them to any subspecialty of their choice. And while they are there, they can actually be following the consultants around, following the senior registrars, the other residents around, even the
Well, network. Network is not friendly. Okay. We want to say thank you to, yes, the network was not so, it's not so good. We couldn't hear you. Okay, we can't hear you, Dr. Cressida. Thank you so much.
Problem. Probably yeah. I can put it up in the chat box.
Please do put it up in the chat box. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your counsel for parents. I'm sure some parents here have picked one or two things. I like what you said, that they could learn a trade, maybe learn something, you learn some hands-on profession, and I'm sure it's still staying with you. So maybe you could ask your children, what are they passionate about? Apart from the course they are actually studying in university, they can actually go and learn some other profession, until the ASUU strike is over. But at the same time, parents should please put it in prayer, because it's a real battle. Put it in prayer, and let's all join hands together and ask God to help us so that this strike will be over. Because when two elephants are fighting, it's the grass that suffers. That's just the truth. So they don't really care. Many of them, their children are abroad, they are in private universities, so they are not even bothered about what is going on. So we will put it in prayer that God should please intervene so that our children can go back to school. But meanwhile, I will try and get a professional that will help us to educate us and give us professional advice on way forward, because today we are just looking at the girl child and how we can help them to have a safer environment. So this was just a kind of diversion, but it's also worth the while, and we are able to learn one or two things from it. So on this note, I want to appreciate everyone for joining me tonight. Thank you, Dr. Atuk and Dr. Cressida, for intervening and giving us your own candid professional advice as it concerns our children. So this message is, this session is on YouTube. So go to our YouTube channel, just search for Family Protection Advocate on YouTube channel, and you will get it there. You can listen to it over again. Yesterday's own works is also on YouTube channel in case you missed it, or you can just send us a message. I've put up our phone numbers before. You can send us a message and we'll send the link to you. So on this note, I want to appreciate everyone for joining me this night. And we look forward to having a program called Virtual Hot Seat coming up the last Thursday of this month. We're going to send a notice to you so that you can join up. We are bringing up somebody who is going to talk to us about infertility, her infertility journey. Trust me, you will love this lady, and try and encourage other women that are also going through it to join up. We'll be sending a notice very soon. So thank you so much for this. Thank you, Florence. I can see you say thank you for organizing this. His cousin sent this to me. I joined late, but I'm glad I joined. So you can also check out our YouTube channel. Oh, thank you, Janice. Janice, I just posted the link, so you can click the link or copy the link into your phone and maybe probably watch later. Thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate that. Thank you for asking your friends to join. And please, this is very important that next time when we are having such programs, let us share it so that our friends can join. You don't know who may need this. Honestly, you don't actually know. So try and share all these the link so that they can join up. So on this note, I'm Christiana Akindole. I'm signing off tonight, and say hello to your girl child. Tell them you love them, and on my behalf, say I love them so much too. And I wish them all the best, and they will fulfill their potential. And guess what? Try and write an affirmation for your girl child. Please, I advise mothers tonight or tomorrow, just write out an affirmation, few lines to your girl child and give it to her. And you see, she will so much, she will blush and she will cherish it, you know, and she will keep it. You could frame it for her or do something. It's something very, very good to design that. Somebody is saying, oh, yeah, thank you, Dr. Cressida. So as I was saying, please encourage them to go to any teaching hospital in their states and discuss with the CMD or the DCST. They will surely give them the permit to join the doctors in the wards. Whatever they get will be valuable when they return to school. Thank you so much for painstakingly writing that. So please, let's, for those who have medical students, please, Dr. Cressida has given us a very, very valuable information, which I think will be of advantage to you. So on this note, I want to say good night, everyone. God bless you and see you around very soon. Thank you very much.